Good morning, it's 11:45 and this is Observer Radio News. I'm Celeste de Muelenaere with Lauren Hummel and Monica Valencia. In the weather, it is 8 degrees and raining outside our East York studios. And here's what's making news this hour. Domestic violence in Scarborough turns tragic as 4 children are left parentless. Aerospace company Bombardier to downsize yet again. And restaurants in Chinatown in deep water over rat infestations. Now to our top story. Tragedy hit an East Toronto neighbourhood yesterday when a domestic violence dispute turned deadly, leaving 4 children motherless. The incident took place at around 10:30 in the morning at 30 Epplewith Road, near Kennedy and Eglinton. Police were called to the scene after receiving a 911 call from a 15-year-old boy who told them his father was going to stab his mother. Police found the victim, identified as Pamela O'Lara, already dead. She had suffered severe stab wounds. According to City News, 1 officer was wounded while trying to apprehend O'Lara's husband. He had to take the suspect down by gunfire. The father remains in serious condition in hospital. Police say that he will most likely be charged with second-degree murder and attempted murder later today. Aerospace titan Bombardier is set to cut about 475 jobs in Toronto. Despite making a profit last year, the aircraft company insists that they are facing a reduced outlook for production in the coming year. Bombardier's announcement comes as no surprise to some of its local workers. One employee, Ken Gray, told City News that workers anticipated the job cuts due to the current economic environment. This is not the first time this year that the company has downsized. Less than 2 months ago, Bombardier laid off over 1,000 employees due to foreign demand for Learjet and Challenger aircrafts. 4 restaurants in Chinatown recently reopened after the city shut them down for health infractions, while 1 restaurant remains closed. Toronto public health inspectors noted unsanitary conditions and rodent infestations as the cause for implementing the shutdowns of 5 restaurants just blocks away from each other. According to store owners in the area, the problem is not merely isolated to the restaurants that were targeted. They say that old buildings make it easier for rodents to get in, and think that infrequent garbage pickups are the cause of the rat infestations that has taken over the area. One shop owner, Christian Bucket, says that it's not only her responsibility, but the city's responsibility as well. Garbage piles need to be cleared away more frequently to stop the rodents from getting into them. You can find the names of the affected restaurants at citynews.ca. Recent studies have found a significant learning gap between children who come from areas of poverty and those who don't. Melbourne Methodist Church at Morningside and Seals Road has developed a series of after-school programs to get youth in the area off the streets and focused on school. Gail Ellis, the coordinator of the program, is hopeful about its outcome. Courtney Roberts reports.
We are here to provide help for students from grade 6 to about grade 11.
At Malvern Methodist Church, about 20 young people are enjoying a series of activities, including cooking, dominoes, and basketball. Once they have finished their homework, of course. Youth in the Malvern area can take advantage of the church's after-school homework program that offers one-on-one attention for students who may not be getting that attention at school. Students from the area falling behind in school is concerning to Ellis, as she is raising her 5 kids in the area and hopes that this after-school program will be able to help them as well.
Most of our kids are really failing in school right now. They need extra help. They need to recognize that help is available, and they need to do it in an environment where they're comfortable and they don't feel like they can't do their work when they're in other places with other people who are doing well.
Ellis is happy that this program is now in a church setting as opposed to a community center where they were before.
We did try this in the community center. Actually, we started in the library. It was very distracting. I was very surprised as to how many people just walk in and out of the library as if it's a social club. And the other students that were there doing their homework kept, getting up and saying hi to everybody. So I just find it was taking away from the purpose of having a quiet space to do your work.
Malvern Methodist Church's after-school program runs from Tuesday to Thursday from 4:30 to 7 p.m. Courtney Roberts, Centennial College News, Malvern.
And that's the latest news. Now here's Lauren Hummel with what's happening in sports.
Thanks, Celeste, and hello, everyone. Toronto Blue Jays manager Cito Gaston didn't hold back yesterday when talking about Roger Clemens. In a press conference, Gaston told reporters he suspects Clemens played a role in his firing in 1997. He says Clemens worked to undermine his authority as manager. His comments come after the new release of The Rocket That Fell to Earth by author Jeff Pearlman. The book alleges Clemens pushed for the hiring of Tim Johnson to replace Gaston. Gaston managed Toronto from 1989 to 1997. He returned last year to replace John Gibbons. He was also inducted into the Canadian Baseball Hall of Fame in 2002. The Detroit Tigers defeated the Toronto Blue Jays yesterday 8-5 in a Grapefruit League matinee. Brandon Ing hit a home run and Michael Cabrera drove in 3 runs for the Tigers. Alex Rigos and Aaron Hill homered for the Jays. Toronto concludes the Grapefruit League schedule with 2 more games. They play against the Florida Marlins Friday and Saturday. And remember, opening day is April 6th when the Jays play against the Tigers at the Rogers Center. Moving away from baseball, Michael Vick's agent hopes the suspended quarterback can start playing in the NFL by the fall. Joel Siegel testified yesterday in a court hearing. It is to assess Vick's bankruptcy plan. His plan is to resume playing football to get him out of financial trouble, but he still has to be reinstated to the NFL. Vick is serving a 2-year prison sentence for making money in a dogfighting operation. He is eligible for house arrest on May 21st. Vick signed a 10-year, $130 million contract in 2004. The economic slump has had a huge impact on a number of sectors of the Canadian economy, but there is one area that seems to be enjoying steady business. Some bars across Toronto appear to be recession-proof. Sunday's Super Bowl game between the Steelers and the Cardinals was no different. Will Seen has this report.
The Fox and the Fiddle on Danforth Avenue has held a Super Bowl party every year for the past 4 years. This year, with the economy in a slump, manager Chris Caracciello says despite what you might think, his customers didn't stay home. In fact, he expects quite the opposite. He says while food sales may be down a little, drink sales are up, perhaps because people want to take their minds off of other problems.
There's good in every bad situation. Fortunately for us, when people have sorrows, during recessions, whatever else, it's time to drink more. Yeah. So we're pretty much okay.
But the game isn't the only draw. Caracciello says that there's a lot of other stuff going on throughout the night to keep people interested.
We get Fox and Fiddle shirts made with helmets of every team, of both teams playing. We throw those out to the crowd. We do all kinds of stuff here. We do Super Bowl squares. We have a boxing game and a basketball game. We give $100 to the top prize for each of the game, along with other giveaways. Yeah.
With over 200 advanced reservations and a good walking crowd, the Fox and the Fiddle filled up with people anxious to watch the Pittsburgh Steelers and Arizona Cardinals do battle at Super Bowl 43. Will Sen, Observer Radio News, Toronto.
And that's all from the world of sports. Stay with us after the break when Monica Valencia has all the buzz in entertainment.
Every time my relatives visit, they eat me out of house and home. There is my Uncle Louis. Whenever we have a cookout, he has 2 double cheeseburgers, 3 helpings of baked beans, half a dozen hot dogs, and a diet soda. It is ridiculous. Oh, and talk about like father like son. You should see Cousin Freddy. Every time I turn around, he's got his face in the fridge. This guy doesn't just snack between meals, he snacks between the salad and the entry. I'm sure glad I'm Choppa Winn-Dixie because they have low prices on everything in the store. Meat, produce, baked beans, everything. Hey, it is important for me to save money on groceries, especially when my Aunt Sophie's idea of a light lunch is anything she can pick up with a fork. So, from the bottom of my pocket, book Winn-Dixie, I thank you. Welcome back and hello again. After 15 years, the era has finally come to an end. The finale had few melodramatic surprises, but it was filled with action. During the episode, doctors rushed to treat a girl with alcohol poisoning, a cancer survivor, and a kid who swallowed a rosary. John Wells, the executive producer, said he wanted the ending to be natural. Madonna is expecting to hear from a judge today. He will decide whether she's allowed to adopt her second Malawian child. Some criticize Madonna for using her fame to speed up the adoption process. This is her 3rd trip to Malawi, where she also started a charity to help orphan children. And for those going out tonight, check today's movie releases. Adventureland, a comedy about a college grad working in an amusement park, and the 4th Fast and Furious movie featuring Vin Diesel and Paul Walker. A Toronto high school student debuted his comedy I Play at the Sears Ontario Drama Festival. The play takes aim at everything from consumerism to the Apple Corporation. Mike Crisolago was at the show.
So, what was your name? What? Brenna. Shut up, Brenna. Okay. An original play written by grade 12 student Jay Fleming left the crowd roaring last night at the 63rd Annual Sears Ontario Drama Festival. Aptly titled I Play, Fleming's comedy satirized the Apple Corporation by predicting its plans for world domination. The production was staged at Lakeshore Collegiate Institute in the city's West End. Fleming, who attends Bishop Allen Academy, used his knack for humor as a way to express an underlying social commentary.
I personally believe it's a message of not conforming and kind of thinking your own way, so hopefully that people get that across.
The Sears Festival has very liberal guidelines for content and language. This allows students like Fleming to write shows that fall in line with their own ideas and artistic visions. Tom De Silva, an audience member and Sears Festival alumnus, agrees.
A lot of the time school plays, usually not student written, which is a pity because, there are some students out there who are excellent writers.
Each festival show is reviewed by an adjudicator from the theater community, allowing students the opportunity to receive invaluable advice about their work. When asked whether he envisions I Play on Broadway, Fleming responded with the same quick wit and self-deprecating humor that earned his play a standing ovation.
I hope not. I hope I can write a better one.
Mike Crisolago, Observer Radio News, Etobicoke.
And that's all for entertainment. Now I leave you with Celeste for the final word.
Thanks, Monica. That's the news for now. You can hear more news coming up in about 15 minutes on the internet at ondemand.centennialcollege.ca. On behalf of all of us here at Observer Radio News, thanks for listening and have a great day.